So real quick, I just wanted to get this in here in the very beginning of this video just to kind of let you know that if you're checking this out on the Smoke and Toke channel, the YouTube algorithm requires it to be a couple days before uploading a duplicate video. All the main uploads are right now on the Ty Wizdom channel, so go down below, go subscribe to the Ty Wizdom channel. Other than that, let's get this rolling. What's going on, guys? So this week, we've been tearing apart the smoke room, and we're gonna be kind of changing this all up. As you guys can see, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in here. I mean, after about 11 years of doing stuff in here, content, parties, living in here, having other people live in here, I've had like 3 or 4 friends live in here. This room is definitely torn up. Like I said, though, I still have some stuff up. I packed this room before I left to California with everything, and then I kind of just did a rough setup, and now it's time to get everything all organized. Yeah, it was quite a mess. All this stuff was in there. Hi, Midnight. What's up, buddy? So I'm planning on reorganizing it. We're gonna turn into basically a private room for recording content, doing music. A lot of my business stuff will be just in here, not really having a whole lot of public. What's up, Midnight? Yeah, that kind of stuff. We need to get a person to come help with the drywall issue because a lot of this stuff has been coming down, and then repainting it. I'm gonna do that soon. Get an electrician to come and fix the lights, because as you guys can see, the lights are on, but those haven't been turned on since 2019, and it is kind of sketch. Plus, they don't make those lights in the background anymore. So I'm hoping that I can find somebody that can just properly replace all that. And then I'm gonna paint everything in here into a different color, make this specifically a really nice recording room. And then everything else out here, I did move the couch and stuff out here, just so if I am doing more, I would say, public videos, I will be able to record out here and have people be able to chill. So yeah. What else do you have to say? 63. Oh, not 63. Yeah, you're 23. You're just way talkative, though. Talks all the time. Yeah. Love you, buddy. But yeah, the goal is to hopefully just get a whole new vibe up here. We're gonna be changing a lot around, and we're gonna be even getting rid of this pool table. We're gonna be running that downstairs, hopefully get a nice new one. Kind of just make this new again. It's been a long time since any work's been done in here. Really haven't done like a deep clean in this area up here since 2014, like 2015. So it's definitely much needed to get just get everything all back to new again. And it's the best way to kind of start fresh. So anyways, back to the video. How's it going, everyone? Ty Wizdom here of Wizdom Wednesdays, and I hope all y'all been getting some positive vibes. If not, hope they start. We got a lot to talk about in this one, and we'll just kind of start off the top here. We do have some changes that will be coming into the WizdomWrld. I'm going to be resurrecting one of my old channels that I used to basically originally uploaded on, and I used to call it 512x61, and I was uploading content probably all the way back in 2010. I think was about the time that I was starting to upload stuff. So we're going to be starting up that one as more of a TCG channel, and I'm going to be uploading some pack openings, deck lists of different card games I play, because I play a variety of different games. I was really into Pokemon there for a while. I did step away from that just to kind of realign some stuff and figure out what I'm doing, and I think this is going to be pretty fun. I have a lot of Magic decks that I've been putting together that I would love to share with y'all, and hopefully if we can get some people together, we can kind of get some like games recorded somehow, set up some camera, ideal setup. With that being said, we are currently tearing apart this complete room here. So at the moment, this is the last like kind of setup of it. We've torn down most of everything else. We're going to be taking out all the drawers, the cabinets, the countertops. Yeah, here's a little video of that. So I still also have to do a bit of sweeping in between this, as you guys are probably going to be able to watch. And I'll make sure I kind of do this in a speed lap so it won't be just one long video. But yeah, be interesting to see how this goes. So enjoy some of my music on the side, and let's get this rolling. My current goal is to hopefully get all this out there, and then I'll worry about organizing it afterwards. Nothing really beats the old days of unscrewing a monitor cable like you used to. Nowadays, with all the HDMI stuff, you don't really have to deal with that anymore. What did you call that? I think like a VGA or something, I don't know. All right, so, got all that in here done. Let's plug in this other light. Now here comes the fun part, digging underneath all this shit. So, yeah, a lot of components here, especially when it comes to the music setup that I have. I have been building on this for a few years, and I really am a huge fan of the Atom Audios. I've heard a lot of people kind of talk back and forth with it. You really have to know on how the sound frequencies exit the monitor. So you have the high pitch and you got more of the low and mids right in here. It has some pretty decent bass to it. But on the back, you have an EQ thing that can kind of go up to or down to on the bass from the low end to high end. And what makes them really nice is that they are very powerful speakers for such a small size. So I always recommend kind of setting up the room with some decent padding. You don't need a whole lot, and these things will bump. I've used these for little house parties. I've used them for mixing and mastering for so long, and working on most of my tracks recently. They work great, I love them. And you know, they're pretty portable too, so in some ways. All right, so we're gonna do a little cutaway, and then you guys can see the progress at that point. And so, as you guys can see, that we're gonna be stripping everything out of here. And like I said, we're gonna be taking and repairing some of the drywall that has been damaged throughout time. We're also gonna be fixing the lights up above. I have a light switch that actually does work in here, and I wanna say back in 2019 or 2020 was like the last time I used it. So I wanna get an electrician in here to fix they call it like flexible lighting or something like that. It's absolutely horrible though, because to replace the lamps are an absolute fortune, and the setup is already like $200. So we're gonna be getting rid of that. That's gonna be great. I'm pretty excited about that. And then once we fix all of the drywall issues and the electricity issues, we're going to be painting it. And now I'm not gonna talk too much about that part because I'm pretty excited on how that's gonna be. I have to get one of my homies over here to help me fix that, and hopefully that works through. He told me he can most likely do this this work, and some of this shouldn't be too hard. It's just some patching. We've had a lot of parties in here. We've had a lot of things that have happened in the last like 10 years in this room, and so the overall change is going to be very nice for sure. So it'll be nice to fix all that, get it all painted into a new coloring, and then I'm not going to set up quite a wall per se, but I'm going to set up a couple of anchors on that half of the room. And as you guys can kind of hear in this episode, it's going to be a little bit echoey, but we're going to make one side for more of content creation, a lot different background, and then the other side is going to be more of these type of videos. Sorry, reverse that. This side's going to be more of like these type of videos with the background where I can just talk to you guys in this Wizdom Wednesday format, or however I'm doing it. But that'll be this side with all the computers and stuff, and then that side is going to be more of probably my business stuff, because I'm going to start doing an online store to start selling off a lot of the TCG stuff we have. We have tons of stuff too. We'll have links to everything connected once the online store is up and running, and you guys can go check that out and pick up some stuff from us. We have some OG cards from World of Warcraft, Yu-Gi-Oh, and things that I pull on the channel. I'm going to be pretty much uploading into there. I have some really cool tips and tricks of like making proxies and stuff, and I have a whole idea of what I'm going to be doing with that. So it'll be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to start releasing content over there as well. Just less echo from the room. Anyways, so some interesting things that have been going on besides the painting and fixing of the room. I have not been able to sadly get my workouts in this week, but last week we were able to get a couple in, and right there is my current weight. We are doing really good at that, 192. I'm very excited to almost be at that 180 again. in that range. My goal is still to hit that 185 and then eventually slim down to get to 175 and be in a lot more fit shape. But I've been staying up on cardio, at least actively doing like halfway jogs around the area that I live in, and I've been setting up my in-house gym in the garage to hopefully start getting that kind of stuff worked out. I want to start getting my dumbbells put down there, my treadmill all cleaned up and rolling again. There's just some other stuff I have down there as well. So that'll be very nice to get all that going. And then another thing too has been my eating habits, being very strict on what I'm consuming. Like I've said this a lot before, but I'll repeat it because it is really a major thing that I've noticed in the difference in between me losing weight and it being hard to lose weight. So a lot of people struggle on trying to lose weight quickly, but you can do it. It's just about stripping away all the toxic stuff that you consume every day from all the food that's so processed and everything, cutting a lot of that out and getting into real food. That's the biggest thing. You can eat a lot, but consume real food and you'll feel so much better. I've lost already 9 pounds in the last, I'd say, week or so, and 8 or 9 pounds, and that's after the fluctuation difference too, of course. But really consuming the right stuff and just staying active, working on yourself, always improving is a major thing. You don't have to be this ripped guy or girl to really be in that same results. You can do just average activities, do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, and eat healthy, and you'll lose weight and feel into so much of a better, like, everyday routine. You'll feel so much better waking up. You'll be able to do so much more instead of being so sluggish. There was a YouTuber I was listening to, and I really do believe that some of this processed food genuinely causes brain fog. And not even just all the drugs I used to consume and the amount of alcohol I used to drink, plus the other dumb shit that I did. I feel like food does have a lot as you're ingesting that as well. I feel like when I do eat healthier and I'm treating my body better, drinking water instead of soda, drinking carbonated water instead of soda, teas, things that are going to be actually good for you, that's when I feel so much better and I start losing that brain fog. I know the things that like coffee and stuff can be good and can be negative. I consume heavy amounts of caffeine where I feel like I should dial it back and only consume it like a few times throughout the week, so my tolerance doesn't climb so high to it. But I do like it on the high levels that I consume it because it does push through that brain fog, if that makes sense. Anyways, so that's been really good. I've been really excited about that. Super excited for the weight and getting everything kind of changed up here. Depending on how that color all works in there and how that goes, my next step is to paint the bedroom. And I'll be recording a lot of that too, so you guys can kind of see the process on that. It's gonna be pretty fun. I'm pretty excited. And the difference of things, like out here, this is gonna be like in there, I have the content and the business, and then out here is gonna be all the music stuff. I'm gonna set up this little area with pads and make it look really nice after I repaint it. Either, depending on the colors of the bedroom and the extra room here, I may repaint this or I'll retouch it up and make sure it all looks pretty good before I start putting up all the panels and everything. But we have a microphone set up in the corner there. We got the electric drum kit. We got behind us, we got the bass, 3 guitars, got the piano set up. I have a table for my laptop and my audio interface, my studio speakers, which these ones are my KRKs. Yeah, my KRKs. And then the ones in there are my Atom Audios, which are absolutely phenomenal speakers. And so between both of these, we have a really good solid setup going with that and should be a lot more consistent. I know that in my last video I was talking about hopefully getting the music out soon, which I'm still focusing on, but we have so much other things going on right now. We're gonna get those out soon, don't worry. I did notice something in my last video, like I was kind of going through some older videos, and I just want to let you all know that I am keeping everything up, that you guys can always go see all the old content, even through the struggles that I went through, so you guys can kind of see the journey here. The only things that I'll probably end up doing at some point is unlisting the Smoke and Toke stuff, and you guys can go check it out through the playlist on this channel currently on Wizdom Wednesday, or on the Wizdom Wednesday channel or the Thai Wizdom channel. And that is only due just to me focusing on sobriety and really focusing on this new lifestyle. And then also people that come join can either watch that if they really are into it, or they can just focus on the new content that is the Wisdom Wednesday. All that will be viewable in a sequenced order, so that's going to be really cool. I'm excited to get all that done, and it'll be very easy and streamlined. But just that video and the smoke and toke stuff will be unlisted, and then everything else will be viewable through the playlists, and we'll have a recent upload list through the link down below. Make sure you guys go check that out. That link tree has everything. You can connect all my socials. You got the most recent playlist of the WizdomWrld. That's everything that's currently being uploaded on all the channels. And then, so yeah, like I said, Twitter, Instagram, everything's on there. We're gonna have a lot of that other stuff down there, so go check that out right now. And yeah, so other than that though, interesting stuff. I know that you can really see the progress that was the mental health as it was starting to get to that point. And it's nice to be not in that space. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still everyday struggles. That's what we deal with. But the objective is to hopefully stay strong and overcome it. And hopefully tomorrow's another day, because there's a lot of other things that should have taken me out and they never did. So obviously we're still here for a reason, and we're gonna make something of it. So here we are. Hope all y'all stay positive, stay strong, keep killing whatever project it is. Stay focused on that goal, and don't let anybody else change you. That's what's up. We out. Peace, everybody.